Please make sure you're on page 6. Today we're going to be using tables and measures of central tendency. So as we look at this table, it's talking about low daily temperatures, the lowest daily temperatures for a week. We're asked to find the median of the data, and the very first thing we have to do is put the numbers in order. So as I look at the tables, I scan through, I see some negative numbers, and negative numbers are always smaller than positive numbers. So I'm going to write the 2 negative 4s. Again, it might be helpful to show that we've used them, followed by 6, and then 8, 10, and 12, and finally 28. So if I scan my data, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there's 7 numbers, and now they're in order. Clear the table there. So we're looking for the middle number. When we say the median, we're looking for the middle number. And since there's 7 numbers, there's going to be 1 number in the middle, and we're going to divide the data in half. So there's going to be 3 numbers at the bottom and 3 numbers at the top. So these 3 numbers are the bottom half of the data. Here's our median, and these 3 numbers are the top half of our data. So the median is 8. Next, we're asked to find the mode. The mode is the number that we see the most, and the number I see the most is -4. That appears twice. Again, sometimes it's easiest to put the data in order to see it, but since there's a lower number of data, only 7 items, we could also see that from the table without putting it in order. Next, we're going to find the mean. And in order to find the mean, we need to add up all of the numbers. So we're going to go back to the table. And you can use your iPad as a calculator to add all of these numbers. Whoops. So pause if you need to. And the sum is 56. So we're going to take 56 and divide it by 7 days of the week, and we're going to get 8. So the mean for this particular set of data is 8. And number 4 asks us to find the range. The highest temperature was 28, and the lowest temperature was -4. So the range in temperatures that week was 32 degrees, from -4 all the way up to positive 28 degrees. Our last question says, is there a number that seems different than the other numbers? And you may have noticed as you looked at the temperatures that 28 was much higher than all of the rest of the numbers. When we have an extreme number, a number that's different than the rest of the data, we call that an outlier. An outlier can sometimes skew or offset the mean so that it's no longer a good representative of the center of the data. So if we look at this, in this particular case, we ended up getting 8 as the mean and 8 as the median. However, if I look at the range without 28, if I take the range and don't use 28, the range of numbers is from 12, that's the highest degree without our temperature without 28, minus -4, and the range of numbers is only 16. There's only a spread of 16, or a difference of 16 degrees, and that's less than half of the range when we include the outlier. So that's a big difference. So if we didn't include the outlier, our median would be much different. And you can see from the first 7 days, the temperature was well below 28. And if we look at the spread of the data, if we in, go from the median, which is also the mean, to 28, that's a difference of 20 degrees from the middle of the data, the middle number, to the highest, that's 20 degrees. And if we go from the middle of the data to the lowest degrees, that's only a 12-degree difference. So there could be a good argument for just not including 28 in our data, because it is an outlier, it's an extreme based on the rest of the numbers, in which case we would find the middle number between 6 and 8, and that would be 7. And once again, if we added all these numbers without 28, meaning that I'm adding just the first 6 days, then our total itself would end up being 28. If we didn't use this, we would get 28. And since we're only including 6 days, we divide by 6. And that would give us 4.6 repeating. So we could round that maybe to 5 degrees. So 5 degrees, if I look at that, if I look at just the first 6 days, that might be a better representation of the middle of data, the first 6 days, not including this outlier. Thanks for listening, and see you next lesson.